Stories can steer us to the strangest places. But this one begins in an office on Baggot Street in Dublin. This is Paul Scott, and this is footage of his remarkable discovery.
This is footage of the first Greater Horseshoe Bat that's been found in Ireland. This is the bat that we found roosting in a wine cellar down in Wexford.
Wexford, not Wales or southwest England or southern Europe, where Greater Horseshoe Bats are typically found.
I knew it was a bat straight away because it was sticking out like a sore thumb, and I could see that it was dangling free from the ceiling, so I knew it was a horseshoe bat. I ran very quickly through my mind the other types of bats that we have in Ireland and realised that it couldn't be anything else but a horseshoe bat. But because of the distance, I couldn't be sure whether it was a lesser horseshoe, the smaller one, or the greater horseshoe, the one that we've never found in Ireland in the wild before. My first instinct was that it was a greater horseshoe because it looked quite large. My first words to the landowner who was next to me was, "Crikey, this bat has never been found here before."
There you go, we have it now.
Paul's instinct was confirmed following analysis of a sample of DNA from the bat at the so-called Bat Lab at UCD.
All different species have unique signatures within their DNA. And what you can do if you have a molecular lab like I do, is you can go and you can amplify the unique parts of the DNA that will indicate what this species is without a doubt. So already from doing the measurements that Paul had taken, we knew this bat was much bigger. You know, it had larger forearms, which it shouldn't have. But to really secure the fact that this was a brand new species of horseshoe bat in Ireland, indeed a different species of bat in Ireland, which really shouldn't be there, we had to go and confirm it by doing the molecular analysis, and we did that.
Which put the ball, or the bat, back in Paul's court. His next challenge, to put a ring on the only Greater Horseshoe Bat in Ireland.
Hopefully it's there today, and when we put a ring on it, it will be of huge significance because we'll be able to record that bat and know it's the same bat that we found here in County Wexford. These rings have been specially made for us by a company called Posana in the UK, and they've been specially inscribed with a code, which is IRL 0001.
We can't tell you where exactly we were looking, but it was to be a dark and rather difficult search.
We're looking here at an old bricked up doorway. The top foot and a bit, probably 40 centimetres, has been left open. This is where we found the Greater Horseshoe Bat roosting when we came back. So I'm going to wriggle through, and if I come back up out with the thumbs up, then we know there's good news. We've got ourselves a Greater Horseshoe Bat.
Brilliant.
We got him.
This unique footage of the hibernating bat was filmed under licence from the National Parks and Wildlife Service. A licence is also required to ring a bat.
He's still fast asleep.
Today, that's a job for bat specialist Conor Kelleher.
Now, Conor, shall I hand him over to you to...
It's like a marriage ceremony now. I forgot the ring, Paul, don't you? You forgot that. You're the best man.
The ring, IRL 0001, goes on the forearm of the bat.
It's very, very light, so the bat can fly with this on it without any problems whatsoever. It doesn't even know it's there. Right now, this is the biggest bat that we know of in Ireland. It's the biggest individual bat, because the biggest bat we have is called Leisler's bat, and he's smaller than this guy. So this is actually the biggest bat we know of in Ireland today, like, you know, in the current time.
You excited?
I'm very excited, yeah. You don't get to do this every day, like, you know, so we always live in hope of these things happening, like, you know, but it's obviously come over probably from Britain, and the whole point of putting a ring on is if it goes back over there, it'll stand out and they'll be able to say the Irish bat is back over here. So it's actually making a trip between West Wales and the east of Ireland, which will be new to science really, because this bat doesn't actually move around very often. They stay very close to their home range.
But with the ring now on, the bat has returned to its adopted home. Time to reflect on a job well done.
It was good. It was an enormous relief, and just as exciting as it was the first time to find it again. I really wasn't sure. I thought it was a 50-50 chance whether it would be here or not, given that the weather it's starting to warm up. So this little fella will be thinking of moving to a different type of roost once the weather gets warm enough.
It's a once-in-a-lifetime discovery, really, to be honest. I don't know if Paul will ever top this again. Like, you know, when you find something like this, you can't really believe that you're looking at what you're seeing, and you always try to get somebody else in as a witness or a backup because you don't believe your own eyes. So, I mean, it's that special. It's like the fisherman with the one that got away, but in this case, we've actually got a chance to actually test it, to DNA test it to make sure it is what we think it is, which we're visually pretty certain of. But now we've actually put a ring on it as well, so hopefully the story of this bat will increase over the years and we'll get more information from it.
I never thought I would end up making this discovery. I was incredibly lucky to be here at the right place at the right time. I don't know if the bat feels it the same way, but he's certainly quite a celebrity now in the bat world.